Hi everyone, today's video, the title is Sketching Using the Quadratic Formula. I'm not going to go as far as actually sketching the parabola today. I'm going to show you though how to determine three key features of a parabola, namely the y-intercept, the vertex, and the x-intercept today using the quadratic formula, which you may have seen when you did the quadratics section of the textbook, or the quadratics topic. So they're the three key features we're going to use. And if you want to go on ahead and sketch that on a Cartesian plane, that's up to you, but I'm just going to show you today how to get those three features from an equation. So the equation I'm looking at today is y equals 2x squared plus 4x take 3. I'm using the quadratic formula today, or this process, because we have a value, a is obviously not 1, it's 2 this time, and it's not as simple as just completing the square or using simple factorization. So it's a little bit different, so that's why we're going to go ahead and use the quadratic formula. But I'm going to start just by showing you how to obviously work out the y-intercept. We know obviously when we're working out a y-intercept, the value of x is going to be equal to 0. Okay, so all I'm going to do is in this equation substitute the value of x for 0 to determine what my y-intercept is going to be. You may already be able to look at that straight away and tell me what the coordinates of that y-intercept are, but I guess I'll show you step by step. So with that formula, I'm just going to go ahead and substitute in, instead of x, I'm going to put the value 0. So 2x squared means 2 times x squared, or 2 times 0 squared in this case. And then I'm going to add 4 times x, and in this case it's 4 times 0. And that constant term, minus 3, remains the same. So 2 times 0 squared is 0, 2 times 0 is 0, plus 4 times 0, 0, take 3. Okay, y is equal to -3. And remember, your y-intercept must be in the form of a set of coordinates. So the coordinates for the y-intercept are 0, -3. Okay? Alright, now for the vertex, we're going to work out, so I'll just fix this camera a little bit so you can see it. With the vertex, I'm going to use the axis of symmetry formula. Again, you might have seen this from the quadratics topic that we did earlier in the year. Simply, it's the value of x, or the value of the axis of symmetry. The x value is equal to minus b over 2 times a. So again, from the equation that we had to start with, and I'll just rewrite it here so you can see it again. Y equals 2x squared plus 4x take 3. The value of b is 4. And the value of a is 2. So I'm going to substitute those values from this equation into this formula here. So the value of x is going to be equal to minus 4 over 2 times a, which in this case is 2. Okay, so that becomes minus 4 over 4, which is equal to minus 1. So the axis of symmetry for this equation of the parabola is x equals minus 1. Now we also know that when we're looking at an axis of symmetry, that value is the same as the x value in our vertex. So when we're looking at the vertex, I know that the x value is going to be minus 1. I still need to work out what my y value is, and to do that, what I'm going to do is then substitute this x value back into this equation here. So when x is minus 1, what's the value of y? Okay, and that will give me the coordinate, or the y value for the coordinate of the vertex. So if x is minus 1, then y is equal to 2 times minus 1 squared plus 4 times minus 1 take 3. Okay, so if we do that step by step, 2 times minus 1 squared is positive 1, 2 times 1 is 2, plus 4 times negative 1 is negative 4, take 3. Okay, now we just simply work left to right, so 2 take 4 is minus 2, take 3 and minus 5, so y is equal to minus 5, giving me a set of coordinates for the vertex of minus 1, minus 5. So when x is minus 1, y is minus 5. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to use the quadratic formula to work out the x-intercepts. Now this equation I've given you has two x-intercepts. There is a way of sort of looking at it and determining how many x-intercepts, but just, I guess, for the example of this equation, you sort of just need to trust the process a little bit. I'm giving you an equation that has two x-intercepts. So again, I'll just put it here so you can see that equation. We're looking at 2x squared plus 4x take 3. Now, what we're going to do is substitute the values of a, b and c into this equation. So if we're looking at this, the value of a is 2, the value of b is positive 4, and the value of c is negative 3. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and substitute those values into the quadratic formula. So I'm going to rewrite that. So x is equal to minus b, so that's actually minus 4 plus or minus the square root of b squared, so 4 squared, take 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is minus 3, all over 2 times a, which is 2. Okay, now I can go ahead and start simplifying this. So x is equal to minus 4 remains the same, plus or minus square root of 4 squared, which is 16, minus 4 times 2, minus 8 times minus 3 is positive 24, over 2 times 2, which is 4. And I'm not going to simplify it too much more than this. Obviously, we can simplify it a bit further, but essentially I'm going to leave it like this, minus 4 plus or minus square root of 40 all over 4. If you do know how to simplify that further, that's fantastic. Obviously you can get it to the point now where it's actually minus 2 plus or minus the square root of 10 over 2, but don't worry too much about that if you don't know how to do that. This is fine for the sake of this. And essentially, because it's plus or minus, they're the two, as a plus and a minus, they're the two x-intercepts. So the x-intercepts are minus 4 plus square root of 40 over 4 and minus 4 take square root of 40 all over 4. Okay, and so you can see that. What you can do is just on your calculator, because it's a bit hard to sort of plot these points on a Cartesian plane, but if you had a calculator, actually work out, alright, what is minus 4 plus square root of 40 over 4, okay, 0.58 approximately. I don't know how well you can see that. And for this one, again, it's the same, but instead of plus square root of 40, it's subtract square root of 40, okay, which gives me a value of negative 2.58 approximately. Okay, so that gives you, your 2x intercepts you've got there. Again, you can write them as a set of coordinates. We worked out already the value or the coordinate of the vertex and obviously the y-intercept. And then you can go ahead and actually, on a Cartesian plane, plot those points and sketch your parabola. Thanks for watching.